Hey, this is our little piggy bank. I'm saving up to be a rock star. Can you see this little thing? It's Tom with another Rockstar Real Estate Minute, and today I want to talk about the banks. Have you ever wondered why banks don't talk about real estate as being an investment? We just looked at some of the mutual fund management fees. Somebody was presenting here the other day and they said Canada has like is ranked number one for worst management fees in the entire world. I don't know if that's still the case, but back in 2013 it was. The average long-term mutual fund pays 2% or just over 2% in management fees. And if you add that up over 20 years, it means that you and I, if we're invested in mutual funds, we can be paying just over 50% of our profits go to these management fees. And so it kind of begs the question. We always like to be unbiased when we talk about real estate, but in this, today I'm going to be a little bit biased. If banks actually sold income properties, would they advertise them as the best little piggy banks in Canada? Because if mutual funds are taking all that money in management fees, how can you compare an income property where you're able to use leverage? If you buy it smartly, you can get cash flow. You can write off any of your expenses. We can never get a guarantee appreciation, but over long periods of time, we'll likely get some. And the debt is being paid down. Now, the downside to owning income properties is that you have to deal with all the issues that come up with it. There's tenants in the properties, there's repairs in the properties, there's a whole downside. But the upside is so big. Wouldn't banks, if they sold them, instead of just selling financial products, if they profited, not just from the mortgage side, but if they profited from the purchase and sale of properties, would they advertise them as the best piggy banks in Canada? I'm curious, something to think about. And to give perspective, let me ask you this. If you know anyone who's owned income properties for greater than 10 years, have you met anyone who's owned income properties for greater than 10 years and said, oh, they're a bad investment? Oh, I don't really like them. But on the flip side, have you asked anyone who owns mutual funds for over 10 years and asked them if they like the experience, if they really feel they've profited from those mutual funds? So if don't take our biased opinion on income properties or rental properties maybe being the best piggy banks in Canada. Go and find someone who owns them for over 10 years and ask their opinion. And then find someone who owns mutual funds for over 10 years and ask them their opinion. And start to piece this together for yourself. I have a feeling, a sneaky suspicion, that if the banks profited from buying and selling properties in Canada, they'd be advertised as the best little piggy banks that you can own. Until next time, your life, your terms.